And welcome back, everyone. We are in for a treat. We have a race between KoopaYuu and MrMightyMouse. KoopaYuu currently ranked 7th with a 1-1, and MrMightyMouse at 11th with 0-2. Should be a good game. High clear counts, I'm expecting.
Right now we have KoopaYuu has an average score of 7.3 and MrMightyMouse 6.3, but that was only the one set of matches so far, so it could be anything.
Right, it could be anyone's game. I forgot to introduce myself. I am PC Fangirl.
And I'm Trainer Anade.
Yes. So, yeah. It should be a great race. So far, this league has been very competitive. It's been very interesting to watch.
Definitely. All right, first level is standard short and sweet.
Looks like there's some potobos and burners. KoopaYuu going back. Oh, barely missing the fire bar. Up in the pipe, MrMightyMouse follows shortly behind, hitting those bumpers.
Oh, yep. And then we have poison, looks like, that they have to avoid as it rises behind them.
Having to hit some on-off switches while avoiding burners. A little bit of a juggling act.
Oh, MrMightyMouse just catching himself.
Hitting that question block, but unfortunately a spike ball comes out. A bit of a troll. KoopaYuu going across the top. Dodging the springs and bumpers. Oh, MrMightyMouse getting kicked back up to the top level.
At least it doesn't have a tight timer.
Right.
But with these kinds of bounces, this could take a while. We'll see, though. KoopaYuu already threw onto that second and now bottom level this section.
In through the door.
MrMightyMouse looking for the timing.
Looks like he has a soft lock.
Oh no. Let's see. Looking for maybe a hidden block of some kind?
Oh, no, it was not a soft lock. I was mistaken. Commentator was mistaken.
It's a good thing he waited.
Yes.
The flag right there. Oh no.
Oh no, he waited too long and those springs came down.
So
he may be able to utilize Yoshi.
Smart, grabbing the springs and moving them. So let's see, MrMightyMouse in this room that looks like a soft lock, but he also waited.
It's probably why it's an expert. People are like, ugh, skip.
Yeah, you made it through all the rest of that.
Metal Bone Solid for KoopaYuu, short and sweet and themed.
And by the way, just in case you're just now joining us for this match, the way the Expert Mode League works is there are going to be 3 races between these 2 players. First, or rather, the one with the most clears in 15 minutes takes the win for that round. There will be 3 rounds. We'll have all 3 rounds regardless of whoever wins.
Right.
Even if someone took it 2 wins to 1, for example. It looks like they're having to use these dry bone shell mechanics.
Like I was saying last round, these dark ghost house themes in Expert are notoriously trolly.
It looks like MrMightyMouse deciding to go ahead and take his first skip. They each get 3 skips per round.
And he's launched straight into a water level. KoopaYuu seeing the end, but got hit by that thwomp. So close yet so far.
Looks like MrMightyMouse possibly looking for a star. Unfortunately, with these spike blocks, they have notoriously humongous hit boxes, so they're very dangerous.
Especially in the water mechanic, it makes it even harder to control.
Yes, because you really do have to be, you know, just right on that correct pixel.
Right.
You can see, like, it looks like Toad's head, you know, is passing by the spike block and he'll be okay, and he still dies to that spike, so he decides to go ahead and take a second skip. KoopaYuu still trying to get there since he saw the end. Looks like the timing of the dry bones sort of squish is difficult.
MrMightyMouse going back up through the pipe, going back to the overworld, avoiding the chain chomp. Hitting the Magic Koopa and making his way, just hitting right. KoopaYuu shaking his head. Still in the ghost house level. MrMightyMouse gets a clear.
That clear will bring him into the lead.
And the world record. Ghost Tunnel, standard themed. And KoopaYuu grabs that star at the end.
Right, and MrMightyMouse is in a ghost house, trying not to hit these boos as they chase him. Trying to see if maybe he can pull them up.
He ends up corralling the boos so he can buy himself a little more time.
KoopaYuu now, on that pixel perfect swim, deciding to just go ahead, skip right over it.
I don't blame him.
I don't either.
And the boos are back for MrMightyMouse.
Oh no!
Fortunately, turning his back just a little too long.
Koopa grabbing a buddy to bring with him.
But unfortunately gets sniped by that chain chomp.
Deciding this time to just go for it and run.
MrMightyMouse waiting for the spiky thing to get out of the way. Makes it past where he took his last death. Hits the on-off switch. Oh!
No.
Hits another boo.
KoopaYuu getting another clear and moving on to this ghost tunnel. MrMightyMouse probably hesitant to skip since he's already used 2. KoopaYuu seeing his boo walls for the first time.
KoopaYuu turning back, making sure to keep those boos at bay, and seems to corral them similarly to MrMightyMouse.
MrMightyMouse getting through, close, but...
Oh, MrMightyMouse getting hit by that thwomp, which kind of debated all of us by getting hit by the note block.
And just deciding That's my last clear, or skip. Let's see, KoopaYuu coming up on the co-op and running into the same problem, deciding for his second skip. I don't blame them.
I don't either.
Alright, so now at this point, MrMightyMouse has to play every level comes to. KoopaYuu still has the one skip left.
And we see the flag. Have to go back through the clear pipes. Bit of an
like
enemy
it's just-
spam level.
Oof. Up and over.
But KoopaYuu does not fall. Oh, gets hit by that spike ball, but does not fall for the clear pipe. And just decides to keep going right.
Oh no, MrMightyMouse hitting Spike, or rather, the ball that Spike has from his stomach. KoopaYuu died to one of the flying spinies that time?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. One of the interesting mechanics, of course, you can see with the flying spiny is they also throw spikes in the air just to make everything harder.
Yes.
But KoopaYuu makes it to the end for his fourth clear.
And MrMightyMouse also getting hit by one of those spines.
Managing to avoid... MrMightyMouse managing to avoid the spike ball and then get stepped on by a Koopa.
Sacrificing Yoshi, KoopaYuu in the Speedrun 20 level. 20 seconds in a snow level.
Oh no, MrMightyMouse going through the pipe and directly into a fire piranha plant.
KoopaYuu getting the clear.
Brings him up to 5 clears. With 3.5 minutes left, MrMightyMouse would have to get 3 clears here in quick succession, while KoopaYuu doesn't get any. But this is still only the first round.
Right. And unfortunately, MrMightyMouse is out of skips, so he has to play through this whole level. KoopaYuu on a quick speedrun level gets hit by the squids.
That's an interesting one, because that's not one you normally see with the squids on top.
Right.
Probably harder to judge.
Well, yeah, I didn't know you could corral the squids to stay in place. I thought they...
And MrMightyMouse making it to the flag. Oh no. KoopaYuu trying this speedrun and deciding to skip.
Going ahead and skipping.
So that is his last skip as well.
Yes.
MrMightyMouse now on that speedrun.
KoopaYuu onto Run Big Bonus with creeping poison. Getting hit by that Koopa.
MrMightyMouse seeing a P-switch but deciding to skip it and try his luck. Unfortunately, looks like the P-switch was needed.
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of these mechanics, you're not really sure if you're gonna go and need them, much like red coins, if you're really going to need them to complete the level. But it looks like in that case you did. And MrMightyMouse grabbing another clear.
So he's brought it 4 clears to 5. KoopaYuu has found a bunch of key doors.
But does he have enough keys? No, he does not. He's missing one key.
He tries that question block just in case. MrMightyMouse onto the speedrun section, at least.
Making it look easy.
KoopaYuu clearing that level with just over a minute left.
On to a short and sweet for KoopaYuu. As Mr. Mighty Mouse spins through the blocks.
Oh no.
Oh, misses the claw. Clear condition for KoopaYuu is you must reach the end with a Yoshi. And decides to YOLO and sees he's not going to have an end in sight. Decides to start the level over.
20 seconds left.
And lots of angry wigglers.
And boos and Magic Koopas. And Mr. Mighty Mouse misses that claw again. They're both gonna try. Oh, it looks like Mr. Mighty Mouse saw the time. Decided to just leave that level. All right. So with that first round, KoopaYuu has 6 clears, Mr. Mighty Mouse 4, so Koopa takes the win. But we still have 2 more rounds. As we wait for them to go ahead, start this next level. And Fangirl, do you play a lot of Mario Maker 2?
I do. It's probably the highest hour count on my Switch of all the games I have. I've sunk a lot of time into it.
Very nice.
What about you?
I make levels more than play them.
Oh, interesting. See, I'm not nearly as creative enough to make levels.
I'm nowhere near like expert level, so I find it easier to make. Alright, they're both coming to here, waiting for that bomb.
To sink the piranha plant. Looks like some spin jumps. No. Vine jumping, it looks, while dodging some potobos.
Mr. Mighty Mouse just deciding to damage boost right on through.
And I like how trolly this level is, where part of the question blocks have fire flowers in them, but part of them have the piranha plants in them, so on first glance, you can't really tell what you have.
Yeah, and this is interesting too, where they're using these mechanics with the oh no! Now they're being chased.
Oh, on piranha plants on a Monty Mole. What a nightmare.
And them using the mechanics of the bullet bill shooter to block the way. They both get that clear. Brings them 1-1. Alright, this next one labeled as short and sweet and multiplayer versus.
With a world record of 28 seconds. Reach the goal
After
while defeating
all 3 Meowsers.
I think that's probably my favorite enemy. Just the Meowser. Just because I like saying Meowser. I think it's hilarious.
Looks like just all kinds of enemy spam. Mr. Mighty Mouse just trying to run for it.
It's a boss fight spam. Mr. Mighty Mouse managing the pom-pom. While KoopaYuu getting 1 Meowser out of the way. 2 out of the way.
KoopaYuu, having taken that door, didn't have all the other enemies that Mr. Mighty Mouse has to contend with. And
grabbing the world record. Mr. Mr. Mighty Mouse deciding to thin out the pack a little bit for dealing with the Meowsers. While KoopaYuu moves on to shooting snowballs with the dash pads and spikes, two new mechanics that were just introduced back in December.
And then avoiding those snowballs. Those snowballs will knock you back. Oh no!
The flag, but unfortunately gets soft locked at the end of the level, having to start over. Mr. Mighty Mouse starts his level over as well. And going with the skip from Mr. Mighty Mouse.
If only he had paid attention and gone through that door, or been willing to try it. KoopaYuu knocking over those couple of spinies with the snowball and reaching the flag, while Mr. Mighty Mouse sees this level for the first time.
Mr. Mighty Mouse bouncing off the Snokies. Avoiding the snowballs. While KoopaYuu goes into a speedrun themed level.
And Mr. Mighty Mouse catching that the flag was sticking out through the wall and that he had to go back.
KoopaYuu getting trolled by those spike hitboxes, which are notoriously bad. Notoriously massive.
And then trying to figure out where to go, but always hold right.
Right. Yeah, it's a little unclear. The creator didn't really make a whole clear level, but like you said, always hold right. Usually gets the job done. Oh, KoopaYuu deciding to YOLO, and it does not pay off. Oh, Mr. Mighty Mouse runs into one of those springs and is launched off the pipe.
And KoopaYuu deciding he's just gonna skip it and move on. Mr. Mighty Mouse trying again. Oh no! Hitting spring. Well, we have a 3D world level
While
here with
jumping
KoopaYuu.
You always kind of wonder when they when the makers title their level hard, if it's actually hard or if it's kind of flexing. KoopaYuu finding a door.
And Mr. Mighty Mouse also getting to a door to a new area that we hadn't seen, and the axe.
And finds the axe. Gets another
Mr.
clear.
Mighty Mouse is up to 3 clears as well.
KoopaYuu working his way through the level and finds the flag.
Nice, so we have 3 clears at Mr. Mighty Mouse and 4 clears with Koopa.
Mr. Mighty Mouse getting into this wall jumping level. KoopaYuu getting into a standard themed level.
Mr. Mighty Mouse getting stuck back and forth between those walls, but he's trying the left, which we actually saw was the right way to go.
KoopaYuu getting a checkpoint. Damage through some of those burners.
Mr. Mighty Mouse getting hit by the spike block.
And
A block that is spiky.
KoopaYuu getting another clear, hitting that axe. With a little over 7.5 minutes remaining, KoopaYuu moves on to American Ninja Warrior.
Which is a good show.
It is a very good show. It's amazing.
It looks like Mr. Mighty Mouse decided to say, you know what, I'm gonna skip it.
Just move it on. Keep it moving. Oh, with these timed blocks.
That'll give Mr. Mighty Mouse possibly some time to catch up.
Right.
Koopa has to wait for those blocks.
Mr. Mighty Mouse making his way past the piranha plants, deciding to take some damage.
And Koopa gets another flag. He is up to 5 clears.
5 clears. Mr. Mighty Mouse kind of faking out that thwomp. Oh, the Bowser fire. Ended up getting him in the end. But luckily he has that checkpoint, so he's not too far behind. While KoopaYuu moves on to a nighttime airship level, where it looks like you have to make quite a tight jump between those spikes. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like it'd have to be very precise with especially it being 2 next to each other. Yep.
Right.
I think he made the smart choice in going ahead and deciding to just skip that.
I agree. Yeah, there's a large spectrum when it comes time to schedule these levels, and some of them I'm surprised are not super expert, like that one with the pixel perfect jump.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of those things with Nintendo decides how to rate its levels.
Right, and you don't know if the people who have played it are really good or really bad, so some levels may end up being an expert that you're like, that's an expert? But then there's some that are like crazy hard that you wonder, how did that get into an expert, not super expert?
Should definitely be super expert.
Yes.
Yes. And
KoopaYuu
Koopa getting
another clear.
Mr. Mighty Mouse going right through the blinking block that was currently off.
Those blinky blocks, whenever I see them, that's an instant skip for me. I'm like, nope, not messing with it. That's a quick way to get fangirl to rage.
Mr. Mighty Mouse deciding to bring a spring with him.
Reach the goal without landing after leaving the ground for KoopaYuu. Luckily there's a Blowy Joey to help him stay off that ground. Oh, and just lands just shy of the next Blowy Joey.
Deciding to get
Do
some
a little
lore,
reconnaissance.
maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
See what this level's about. And Mr. Mighty Mouse hits that P-switch. Finds the flag.
That brings Mr. Mighty Mouse to 5 clears. Koopa's being a little careful. So they each... Koopa's just shy again. Gonna skip it.
Yep, uses his last skip.
So...
to Saw.
Yep, so KoopaYuu is now stuck with any levels.
Oh, and he's stuck with the frame perfect, or pixel perfect jump.
Doesn't Mr. Mighty Mouse still have 1 skip?
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Oh, and it looks like Koopa didn't notice the clear condition was being Link. So he has to go back.
Which, interesting, oh, there it is. I was gonna say, I didn't see a question block, but it was over by that hammer bro, it looks like.
Maybe hoping one of these.
Oh, there it is! And deciding not to try that jump through the grinder.
Looks like Mr. Mighty Mouse, I think, took his last skip on that pixel perfect jump.
I believe you're right.
Makes sense. But that means he now has to play all of the levels.
Oh, and falling into the lava while trying to dodge that Bowser fire. While KoopaYuu moves on to a puzzle solving short and sweet, 8 lucky blocks. Let's see how lucky they are.
You have to grab at least 8 coins as well in this level.
MrMightyMouse making his way, sees the Bowser. Dodging the fire. Finds the POW. And gets Bowser out of the way, grabs that axe.
So with a minute and 15 or so seconds left, 6 clears to 7. And MrMightyMouse is on the level where you have to use those blowy joeys to get all the way across.
KoopaYuu has found a giant Koopa in the clown car. I'm not really sure.
MrMightyMouse realizing how tight those jumps are. KoopaYuu just kind of waiting it out.
I'm not really sure what the intended method is for this course. Oh, getting a key. There you go. MrMightyMouse still continuing. Goes on to boo the course.
With only a couple seconds left, decided he'd spend some time doing that.
Yeah.
So, this one was close.
Very close.
I mean, just like the previous one as well. We had MrMightyMouse with 6 clears and KoopaYuu with 7, which means Koopa is the winner for this round as well. But the third round will still happen, and we will see what happens this next one. Looks like Koopa's... Oh, no. He was thinking about completing it and decided not to.
Yeah, completing all 3 rounds gives these runners a chance to farm some points to be added to their score.
Yes, because this is a tournament. It's not just this one match. So by going ahead and winning more, having a higher clear rate, and by winning, that adds to their score.
That's right. Nicholas's Great Adventure level 2 looks like a new Super Mario U level. And
this has been... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as we get ready to gear up for this next round.
And this has been a really interesting set, especially compared to the last 2 sets of matches, which have been just a lot of speedruns. This one has seemed to have like a lot of trolls in it.
Yes, a lot of like thinkers too.
Yeah. And it's interesting how wide of a range of levels there are that exist.
MrMightyMouse grabbing the Yoshi and inhaling a Spiny. As they both walk over the spike blocks.
MrMightyMouse deciding to try to just jump for it. Finding out that was not a good plan.
KoopaYuu dodging the Bowser Jr. expertly, but losing the Yoshi, but deciding to go on. Makes it through the door. Oh, and there's continued to be spikes on the other side of that door. He has to start from the beginning. MrMightyMouse also gets past the Junior. Having to dodge the fire bars with the Junior in hot pursuit. KoopaYuu jumping right over those chain chomps.
The Boom Boom hiding with the Koopas. I just thought there was an enemy. And MrMightyMouse with the first clear of this round.
KoopaYuu deciding to not take the spike block. Just heading out with Yoshi. Shaking his head, does not like what he's seeing. Avoiding the Boom Boom. While MrMightyMouse moves on to an underground level where he's having to jump off bullet bills.
But he got a checkpoint right there at the beginning. Well, beginning-ish. It's quick for him.
Yeah. WWII looks like.
World War II.
Oh, maybe.
And it looks like MrMightyMouse found a room that required a key. He found it after checking all of the laughing blocks. And Koopa here, just starting the same level.
KoopaYuu tries to make it on that rooftop, not quite making it. MrMightyMouse fighting a big Boom Boom and a little Boom Boom. Luckily, it seems like SMB1 Boom Booms are a little bit easier to handle than the 3D World Boom Booms.
Definitely. And MrMightyMouse getting that clear. Yeah, they're one of the easiest Boom Booms in my opinion. Because they do that spike shell and then they come back up. And if you just time it right, you just jump right back on them.
KoopaYuu grabbing the mushroom. Going back. He missed his ride, waiting for the elevator to come back down. Well, MrMightyMouse goes on to P-switch course.
And with blocks that say, find it. Well, that's wonderful. But at least he did in fact find it. I don't know, maybe it says find it?
I was gonna say, I can't tell what it...
And KoopaYuu finding the flag there at the end of that one as well, bringing it up to 2-2. MrMightyMouse just flying along in a fire Koopa car. Oh no, with Picador.
Found a ton of doors, which is never a good sign.
Oh,
but finds the axe without having to use any of the doors.
Very smart. By just continuing on, he went ahead and he found that.
Oh, I think it says find P it. Because it's a P-switch.
I guess. Looks like Koopa's trying to find it, thinking it might be in the words. So he's looking around.
Well, MrMightyMouse moves on to hard ice. Ooh.
I can definitely see why it's called hard.
Yes.
And you have to get the coins.
Yeah, he's contemplating, it looks like, whether or not to try to grab that coin by the spring, and he does, and ends up grabbing that flag quickly. KoopaYuu falling into the lava.
Which brings MrMightyMouse up to 4 clears. As MrMightyMouse moves on to money, 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 let. Some of these names.
Some of these names. Speedrun short and sweet. Reach the goal without taking damage. Oh, this one looks quite tricky. On-off switches on a speedrun level.
And they're nice and... Looks like it's tight, but at the same time, you have to make sure that you're not just jumping over and over.
KoopaYuu getting his 3rd clear.
MrMightyMouse figuring it out.
Yeah, finding his stride.
Which brings him up to 5 clears.
Let's see how KoopaYuu does on hard ice. Collecting those coins. Hesitates just like MrMightyMouse did, looking at that one spring, wondering, how do I do this?
And both of them possibly wondering about the shell, deciding to
Yes.
go on without it.
MrMightyMouse moving on to low gravity night level. And grabbing the flag quickly.
That is one that I may have just skipped because when I saw the insane, like, enemy spam, but luckily he stuck it out.
He did. And it was a quick one to boot.
And Koopa getting his stride right away on that on-off level.
Grabbing that gold tape.
Only died the once and then he got it. Oh no.
Oh my
MrMightyMouse in a level full of springs.
Spring spam. Looks so simple, but it is not. There's always more to it.
I think he's trying to get in under the
Yeah, it looks like
group.
yes. Looks like you're right. Maybe trying to squeeze that other spring. KoopaYuu riding the block, the platform, avoiding the bullet bills that are the homing bullet bills, cannonballs and boos, and narrowly avoiding that poison mushroom and grabbing his 5th clear.
Oh, and it looks like MrMightyMouse managed to get his way in
I'm sorry,
get his
6th
7th clear.
6th clear for KoopaYuu, 7th clear for MrMightyMouse.
And I think Koopa is now facing the spring level. Yes. We'll see how he decides to go about this.
It looks like his strategy is just grab him and get him out of the way. MrMightyMouse. Looks like a pretty standard level. Oh, it does not.
Well, it did.
It did for a second there.
Oh, they did at least give him a star.
They did.
Okay.
And he has the flag right there.
That was a Timmy level, though.
Yes. Definitely.
All right, and Koopa deciding to go ahead and just skip right over the spring level. Besides, it's not worth his time.
And I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Moving on to a standard level.
Koopa starting this level out like, it doesn't look too bad. Oh, wait a second.
Oh my goodness.
Oh. And now that I know to look for it, I see that star hidden among all of the enemy spam.
You're right. Looks like MrMightyMouse has a pow drop. Some little bit of Kaizo.
Ooh, nice.
Mastering it beautifully. Grabbing that.
Oh, wow. And that time, first try even. Oh, well. KoopaYuu star ran out, and he's trying to get through this level.
Oh, gets hit by the spiny. MrMightyMouse having to jump off some of those cannonballs, try to get that next pink coin.
And he makes it. While KoopaYuu has the star again, is trying to figure his way out through.
And he's got the right idea. Finds the flag.
MrMightyMouse skipping right over those thwomps, getting a checkpoint. And then a second checkpoint immediately. That's always a little scary.
Yeah, it looks like one of those levels that cycles the checkpoints.
Yes.
KoopaYuu starting the level that MrMightyMouse has been working on.
MrMightyMouse maybe seeing where things are at. Nice. Trying to get in on top of that burner.
Oh, you can
Ah.
apparently just hop off the POW. You don't even have to do the Kaizo POW drop.
Koopa playing it smart.
Play smarter, not harder.
Definitely.
Grabbing that checkpoint, going back through. MrMightyMouse kind of dancing with these icicles, avoiding the burner and getting the next pink coin, while KoopaYuu hops on the thwomp and grabs a pink coin. And
All
the
right.
end in sight for MrMightyMouse, who grabs his 9th clear.
Yes. I was going to say that was a little risky. He decided to take the checkpoint after getting the key, which means if he died, he would then have to collect all of the red coins again.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, the goalpost was right there. And Koopa taking a death, hitting one of the spikes and having to redo a couple of coins.
Looks like MrMightyMouse has found a Koopa car level, which those are always interesting.
Which everyone hates.
Yes, they're the Scrappy Doo of items in Super Mario Maker 2.
Looks like Koopa doing the same thing with the on-off blocks. Got his key and is into the goalpost. So Koopa at 8 clears, MrMightyMouse at 9, and skipping over that Koopa car level.
We have just over a minute and a half left in this round.
Waiting on blinking blocks, spike,
Taking
piranha
care of that
plant.
spike. It's a cat suit. Oh,
Oof.
tries to possibly jump off that piranha creeper. Could be trying out the Koopa car level.
And one of the things with that Koopa car level is you do require a Koopa car at the end. Oh, and it also looks like it's a tight timer.
Yeah.
So 40 seconds left.
Well, MrMightyMouse grabs another checkpoint. Climbing up the walls in his cat suit. Finds a door.
If he can, the blinking blocks.
Deciding to wall jump it. Oh! KoopaYuu may be able to make it. Oh, not quite. Timer
so
running
close.
out. Well,
MrMightyMouse making it through
Yeah,
and
finds the flag.
with just 2 seconds to spare, he brings his clears up to 10.
What a round.
Definitely.
So exciting. Both these runners are pretty much the top of Super Mario Maker runners when you think of competitive runners.
Definitely. All right, so we're going to see if we can get one or both of them. Yep, looks like both of them will be joining us for interviews. Hello.
Hi. Hey.
Hello. So you both used all of your skips in the first 2 rounds. How did, do you think it was just bad, chance with levels, or?
Yeah, the levels in particular in round 1 were pretty rough. There's a lot of garbage in that first round. So I'm not surprised. I think I used them all up real quick too. It wasn't even like spread out. Like just started skipping things.
Yeah, there seemed to be a lot of enemy spam levels in that set.
That was pretty
that y'all
weird.
had to play with. So there a lot of hot garbage.
Well,
Yeah,
and in the-
it still feels better though, because I know he had to play through the garbage too, you know?
Right.
So
Yeah.
like it feels better that way.
Lots of garbage on both sides. That's good.
Yep.
And then I know that first round, there was that room where you dropped out of the door and it kind of looked like a soft lock.
Yeah.
But you both went
I-
ahead and waited for it.
Yeah,
was like, there was-
got real lucky there.
I gotta check. I gotta wait.
So you figured you might as well just try and wait it out and see.
considering
I
they were-
almost skipped. I was in the menu. I was like, I had it paused. I was like, no, let's just wait.
Yeah, and it's a good thing because it didn't seem to be that difficult after that.
No, it's free after that.
Right. And then KoopaYuu, you had a little bit of trouble with that spring level. With,
Yeah. Well, I gave it only one shot. I was like, either I throw it and it works well, or I fail it for 2 minutes. So I decided to just skip it. I probably should have done it, honestly.
Well, I mean, still, it may have been smart depending on how long it took you. And I had also wanted to ask about, there's the one in the second round that was just boss spam. And KoopaYuu, you decided to try the door at the beginning. And it was the 3 Meowsers.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you were just gonna try the door as opposed to running, or what made you choose the door instead of running? Because I know that made a difference in
I really
Mr. Mighty
dislike-
Mouse ran.
I really dislike the flying boom booms. So I was like, I'm gonna try that door. If it's working, good. If not, well, I lost like 5 seconds. So might as well try. And then I saw that with the wall jumper too, I had access to 4 fire flowers, and all 3 Meowsers were there, so it was worth it. That's why. I
See,
did it.
that one was weird because normally when you see levels that have like 3 Meowsers condition, it's a longer level, but that one had like a 28-second world record. So I was like, the entire time I was putting more time into it because I was like, there's got to be a trick. Like there's just a star somewhere, or like something. So I think I put too much time into that.
Well, thank you both very much. Very good runs.
Thank you.
Anything else, Fangirl?
That's it for me tonight. It's been a pleasure. And I will see you guys later. Stick around. We have more great races coming up.
Yeah. Have a good night.